So now we are going to have a small discussion regarding flip-flop. Okay. So once you will start flip-flop, the first thing you should know that flip-flop is basically a sequential circuit. Okay. So as you are giving term that flip-flop is a sequential circuit. So what is the other type of circuit? I think as you are right now studying flip-flop, so you already know about combinational circuit also, right? So if you look at the status of combinational circuit, so what is it actually? When a circuit change states due to the actual signals being applied to the inputs, at that time you will give the term combinational circuit. So think about the example that you are calculating equation a plus b equals to c. So you are taking variable a, you are taking variable b, you are getting output c, and in between you are performing an addition operation. Okay, so when you are performing an addition operation between a and b, that means you are giving input a and b and you are getting output c. So this circuit is acting as a combinational circuit. Okay, now if you are thinking about sequential circuit, what we will see that we will see that in the sequential circuit there is one inherent memory exist. Okay, so that means a sequential logic circuits are able to take input to their previous state also. Okay, so that means when you are calculating a sequential circuit, as well as you are giving input to calculate your output, with the input you have one another input who is actually the past output. Okay, so we will give some example and it will be clear. So that means you can use the term that function of the present input and past output. All of this thing is used to get your present output in case of sequential circuit. Okay, so now I am giving one block diagram of sequential circuit. You can easily check that here in a combinational logic you are giving input, right? Then your combinational logic unit will produce one output. Now you will store this output into a memory, and for the next calculation you can use this output as another input to this combinational logic. Okay, so who will control all these things, that how much time you will hold this output, when you will pass this past output to your as your present input, all of this thing will be controlled by a clock. Okay, so that means for a real life example what you can see that you are actually implementing one for loop. Okay, and you are calculating like ci is equals to ai plus bi plus ci minus 1. Okay, so that means when you are calculating ai plus bi plus ci minus 1 to calculate ci, that means your ci is dependent on the past value of the ci, that is the ci minus 1. Okay, so where this past value is being stored, this past value is being stored in the memory. Okay, so now clock will control at the values of I, so it will be changing from 1 0 1 2 3 like this. Okay, and along with your a and b input, your ci1 input also will be provided to this combination logic to produce the present input ci. Okay, so this was the basic concept of sequential circuit, right? So now we will gradually move to the flip latch and flip flop. Okay, so then what's the first term we'll be keeping in our mind, that is a latch. Okay, so when we will use the term as latch, a latch is an asynchronous device, works independently of control signals, be independent only on the state inputs, right? And when you are using the same thing with a controlled clock pulse, then at that time your latch will be acting as a flip-flop. Okay, so that means we can clearly say that when I am using a latch, there is no clock is involved with it, and when you are using flip-flop, your input is controlled by the clock pulse. Okay, so again the point is that when you are using a flip-flop, that is actually a that can be actually a age triggered flip-flop. So what is age triggered? Age triggered means when you are producing clock pulses, that means these clock pulses are being changed from 0 to 1 or 1 to 0. So that means this age, that means when your value is changing from 0 to 1, that means this is a age. When your value is changing from 1 to 0, this is another age. So that means your flip-flop will work when the control signal either goes from high to low, that means from 1 to 0, or low to high, that means from 0 to 1. So that is being termed as age triggered flip-flop. When your clock pulses will go from low to high, it will be termed as positive age triggered flip-flop. When your clock pulse will go from high to low, it will be termed as negative age flip-flop. Okay. So now we can start with the basic latch operation, that is the SR latch. So here first diagram has been shown, is it is a SR latch block diagram. Okay, and the next one is NOR gate SR latch, another one is NAND gate SR latch. So first thing, what is for S, what is for R? Here SR latch means actually set reset latch. So set reset latch means your latch will have two input. One of them is S for set, another is one R for reset. Okay. Now there is a bit of differences between the NOR gate latch and NAND gate latch. Okay. In general, in the NAND gate latch, active low type of input is being provided. That is why it is being shown as S bar and R bar. That means S complement and R complement. And you can easily observe that S complement is connected with the output Q and R complement is connected with the output Q bar. But the reverse one is being observed in the NOR gate latch. Here your S and R both is active high type of input, and S is connected with Q bar and R is connected with Q. Okay, so this was the basic structure of SR latch. Now we will go to the truth table or any other details of the SR latch. Okay, so again we have shown this two diagram of the SR latch. One is using NOR gate, one is using NAND gate. So now as we are using NOR gate and NAND gate, so for reference, we will just keep in mind the truth table of NOR gate and NAND gate. Okay, this is actually already you know about this part. Like for a NOR gate, when you are producing two input as 0 0, you will get an output as 1, and all the other cases like input is 0 1 1 0 or 1 1, you will produce the output as 0. And for a NAND gate, when you are giving the input as both 1 1, at that time only you will get an output as 0, and all the other cases you will get the output is 1. That is simply a complement of AND gate truth table. Okay, so why we are checking this thing? Because we will implement the SR latch using NOR gate and NAND gate. So that is why we are keeping these two truth tables for our reference. Okay, so now the first thing, we will look at the truth table of SR latch. Okay, so when you will start the truth table, you can check my two inputs are S and R. Okay, and output is, think about output is Qn plus 1. So that means if you check with the diagram, and you can think that if your present output, that means that this Q or this Q is Qn plus 1, what was the past output? That means what was the past output? That means the previous stage output. Okay, so previous stage output we will give the term as Qn, right? So that means in this latch, along with the S input and R input, you will have another input as Qn. You will have another input as Qn complement. Okay. Here also the same thing. You will have another input as Qn. You will have another input as Qn complement. So I am using the term Qn to represent past output. I am using the term Qn plus 1 to represent present output. So now when you are giving the set reset input as 0 0, that means you are not setting your flip-flop, you are not resetting your flip-flop also. That means you are actually not doing anything with your present latch condition. So at that time your present output will be just same with the past output. Okay, so that is why when I was writing S for 0 and R for 0, you will have your Qn plus 1 is Qn. Now the next one is we will provide S, that means set as 0 and reset as 1. So you are providing S is 0, R is 1. What you will get now? You will get now Q as 0. Now you can think about that how this thing is being happened. So before going to any other discussion or any other logical part or mathematical part, just think about in a common sense that if you are using one mobile and you are trying to reset your mobile, what will be happen? There every data will be erased, every data will be deleted, your phone or your gadget will be turned back into the factory reset condition. That means without any data. So you are actually erasing all the data at that time, right? So the same thing you can apply here. That means when you are providing your reset as 1, right? That means you are activating your reset. At that time, all of your output will be 0. So that means I was giving set is 0, reset is 1. I am getting my present output as 0. Now the next one. Now here you are giving your present input as 1 0 combination. That means set as 1 and reset as 0. So when you are giving set as 1, that means you are setting. But you can think about from this perspective that you are trying to write some data into your combination sequential circuit. Okay, so at that time you will have your present output as 1. That means you will get some output now. Okay, because you are setting your input, so you will have some output now, right? And the next one, the last one, so this is actually 1 1. So you are setting as well as resetting. You are providing set input as 1, you are providing reset input as 1. Now think it again in a common perspective that you are trying to write and you are trying to delete at the same time something. So it is actually not possible. So that is why it is indeterminate state. So now everything can be discussed or everything can be given with an example, and we are now going to provide these mathematical examples. So to get the clear idea about that truth table logic, first you need to assume a value of past output, right? So that means we will assume a value of Qn. Now think about, you are using this OR gate NOR gate latch. Sorry, you are using this NOR gate latch. Okay. Now you are providing both S and R as 0 0. I have fixed my past in output value as 0. That means Qn, not Qn plus 1. Okay, keep in mind I am fixing or I am assuming a value of past output Qn as 0. So you will provide S as 0, Qn also as 0. So what the output it will produce? You can observe from this NOR gate truth table, when you are giving input as 0 0, you will get output as 1. So from this NOR gate combination, you will have one output 1 here. So you are getting output 1 here. Now when you were providing the q as 0, at the same time q bar should be 1, right? So that means here qn was coming as 0, here q bar n will come as 1 and your r is 0. So now you can check when you are providing the input to NOR gate as 0 1, what you will get as output? 0. So that means now you are again getting your output from this combination or from this latch part as q is 0. Again I am repeating, you have set this qn as 0. So when you are setting this qn as 0, your q bar is 1. So this 0 is coming here, this 1 is going there. Now both of your S and R is 0 0. So that means in this NOR gate you are getting input as 0 1. In this NOR gate you are getting input as 0 0. So from this NOR gate you will get an output as 0 and from this NOR gate you will get output as 1. That means your Qn plus 1 still is 0. So that means when you are providing S and R both 0 0, your Qn plus 1 is basically equals to Qn. So now think it the next stage. Okay, or the next step, that you are trying to provide set as 0 and R as 1 or reset as 1. So that means your reset is 1. Now think about that. Irrespective of all the other condition, just look at the truth table of NOR gate. When any one of the input is 1, your output is 0, right? So that it means when you are providing your reset as 1, every time you will have your q as 0, because in NOR gate any one of the input as 1, you will have an output as 0. Now we are going to discuss that when you are providing your set as 1, think it that you are providing your set as 1, that means S is 1, so here you will pass a 1 and your reset is 0, so it will be 0. Now again, just like the previous stage, when any one of the input of the NOR gate is 1, you will get an output as 0. It is already proved from the truth table of NOR gate. So that means from this NOR gate output you are giving an input as 1, so this output will be always 0. So this output is 0 means your q bar is 0. So always when you are providing your set as 1, your q bar is 0. That means your q is 1. Okay. So that means we are getting that q bar is 0. That means q will be 1. So every time you will provide your S is 1, you will have a qn plus 1 is 1. Now the last thing, that means your set and reset both is 1 1. Now think about your set is 1 also, your reset is 1 also. We are observing from the NOR gate truth table that if any one of the input is 1, your output will be 0. So that means in this NOR gate also you will have an output as 0. In this NOR gate also you will have an output as 0. But for a single time, your Q and Q bar at the same time can't be hold the same value because they are actually complemented to each other. So that means the problem. So that is why this state is being termed as indeterminate state. Okay. So what's the example I just discussed with the NOR gate logic? You can apply both or all the logic to the NAND gate also, you will get the same result. But also keep in mind in the NAND gate, this S and R is active low type of input.